Welcome back to the World Cup 27s ladies action here. Semi-final Australia and the United States. Adam Collins in commentary, joined by Kate Davis. Faven?
Yep, got it.
Kate, thanks for joining us and bringing us some local knowledge to the coverage here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. And yeah, looking forward to this game really. Finals football for the weekend, and yeah, it's looks like it's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, great conditions here in Nottingham, and it is the USA taking on the Australians. Obviously the Australians, a lot of experience out there, but so too for the USA, mix of experience, and also first World Cup for some of these ladies. Yeah,
absolutely. And also, you know, seen a lot of the USA teams over this week, and they're really strong, and their intensity is absolutely great. They've been a real underdog, I reckon, for this tournament.
Now the Aussies roll up to the halfway line. Ball into the middle now. That's Vanessa Duprat. Duprat gets a good roll ball down. Here she is with the ball again. Hands here, overlap if they can make it to the left-hand side. And the diving try scorer, Dimfna Smith. It was just simply hands, beautiful last touch play as well.
Yeah, absolutely lovely finish there. Safe hands there on the wing as well, obviously, as you'd expect with the Aussie team. And yeah, just a really great drive going up there and into transition.
A good start for the Aussies. The first transition, as you said, off their own line. They get all the way down the other end of the field. And it is the USA now. They take it forward through Claire Lundy. In the middle, just trying to draw the Australians up off the line. This is Lundy again. Strike dump on the 7 metres. Left they go, long ball, but no damage to the Australian defence here, held tight.
A lovely defensive set there for Australia. Lovely link shot as well there, and then wing reading that really well.
Defensive line, you know, there was movement from the USA, but they weren't really testing the defence at all.
Yeah, absolutely. They look quite comfortable, really, Australia in the red zone there.
And here comes the roll on now for the Australians. That one taken by Rebecca Chacha. Now they push into the line. It's Halpin, Steph Halpin there. That's her with the ball again. Hands situation here, drawing pass. Thought she might have thrown that a bit early. The pace of the winger, able to get on the outside and score the second try. And again, it's another transition set all the way up the field for the Aussies. And they score again in this left-hand corner.
Yeah, absolutely lovely here, as we see on the pickup, looking really dangerous. Nice early release there, holds on to it just a little bit longer. Draws that wing in, keeps her honest, and then it just opens it up out on the wing there.
Zell Gillespie, the try scorer. Certainly did a great job to finish, but it was held nicely. I thought she passed it a bit early, but she looked to go much earlier, but then held it up, drew the defender in, and then got that pass away.
Yeah, great bit of decision making there.
Now the US roll into the 7. This is better at pace, asking more questions. I think the ball was down there. I'm going to say it was. The referee on the spot agrees with me. And that's much better, more momentum, more direct from the Americans.
Yeah, absolutely, and that'll mean a lot to them as well, getting a score on the door. About 3 minutes in, see it on the replay here again. Hitting that line again, just beating on the outside there. Lovely score for the US.
Yeah, well done to the US. Now they move the ball to the right-hand side. They bring it back to sweeper play. Tucks in nice and tight. Hands again. Long ball this time out to the wing. Steps on the inside. Nice touch from the US defender. Up out of the line. Had to make that one. From a set start, that ball up over the top, thrown forward. Well, we might have seen a penalty for a forward pass here, but the referee just says ball away, change over.
Yeah. Look, he's kind of get away with that one a little bit, but yeah, at least USA possession here, and they can look to get some yards, which they are doing well, get some fresh legs coming on. As we're seeing here as they get over the halfway line.
Too delayed in this roll on. They're really not getting any penetration. They're not going to finish this set right down on the 7, and that was that breakdown here as they rolled onto the field. The Aussies doing that part of the game much better.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot more flowing, really. Looking a bit more seamless in that transition on and off. A little bit more cohesiveness.
As we say that, they isolate themselves out there. That was a really poor interchange set, I have to say, from an Australian perspective. Now they roll on, but this is a final touch, and they're only themselves just over halfway. Again, confusion, and I'm going to say the Aussies wouldn't be real happy with that one.
Yeah, maybe a bit of lack of comms there. Like Harper picked up, sort of looking around for her mates, and they weren't quite there coming on. So yeah, a little bit slow there, and letting USA off the hook there a bit.
We are perched just above the Australian sub-box and looking down at the coach. He went straight down to all the players that are in the interchange area and spoke to them about that directness and the need to be moving forward in those transition plays. So we'll keep an eye on that one, see if they listen to the coach or not.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's one of those, it's an easy fix if you're listening to each other and can work on it throughout the game.
They roll on better here. Now it's about this next phase. The sweepers run on. They go direct once more. Good foundation here. 6 sets of fresh legs out there. But again, a slow roll ball. This is the final touch and a little juggle. So not going all their way, the Australians. The USA with a good chance here.
Yeah, it was a really good defensive touch there as well by the USA middle, Danielle Miano there. And I think that really owed it. And unfortunately, USA have just gifted it back to Oz again. You
don't want to do that. Not in your half. You don't want to turn it over that cheaply. This is Vanessa Depra, one of the early try scorers. Here she is. Strike play now. Hands again out to the left corner. This is the corner the Australians favour. And why not? Each time they've attacked it, they've come away with a try. 3-1 now. The Australians lead the USA.
Yeah, absolutely lovely there. See it on the replay here again, just slowing the pace down, taking the touch.
Depar and Rousel getting the job done. Then a beautiful pass from the link, finds the winger in space and try time. With the USA now back up over the halfway line from the tap off, trying to make inroads into this Australian defence. Up off the line. This is better ball movement. Again, a nice pass, but just didn't quite have the measure. And falls a bit short, and the Australians will come off their own 7-metre line again. Moving the ball across the paddock. This is better now. Into the line, extra pass. On the back on the inside, good metres here for the Australians. They'll look for the next phase here, get that ball down sharply. They do that. This is a good drive from Rebecca Beath. Beath has great speed. If you see her in the open, keep an eye on her. Down they go on the 7 metres. A couple of touches. The defender falls over. They have hands. Quick hands here. But the ball thrown down low, trying to get underneath the hand of the US defender before Sierra and the pass hit the ground.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Some lovely yards, though, like you say, from Australia, getting up there to complete it up in that red zone for the USA.
But they must have listened to the coach.
Or you.
Oh, I'm going with the coach. The changeover. Bodies colliding there at the roll ball. Referees pull the ball to the Australians. Now they roll forward. Well, hands could have been passed again there, but this is good. Much better drive now. More direct play from the Emus women's 27s. Up over the halfway line. They spread the ball to the centre field. It's Depra again. Depra goes down. Scooper from Rousel. Rousel finds Depra on a good straight line. Final touch now. And shut down. Great D by the USA. Number 15, Ines Patar. And it is the USA that turn it over once again.
Yeah, real shame there. The USA did really well to keep Oz out on that attack. They had a real good flow of momentum going into that, but again, they've just gifted them that 6 again on the line. So the legs will be getting a bit tired in this repeat set.
Round she goes. Looks to throw to the left. They just hold up long enough to step back on the inside. And try time it is for the Australian Emus. This time a little bit more of an individual try, but still the players in motion that created the space for Courtney Trenery to get across the stripe to add another point here for the Australians. We jump out to a big lead here.
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely step back there on the inside. Yeah, lovely finish.
This age group is an interesting age group. Lots of mums out here that are returning to the sport. I know the USA team, there's quite a few ladies here returning from ACL injuries. which is something, you know, quite big at this age, and coming back from ACLs, mothers as well at the same time. Lots of commitment, so to be here representing their country is a huge step. Tara Menon, I know, is one of those, as is Carla Navarrete. Great to see them out here competing for the USA. And Tara Menon is actually a Harvard professor.
Wow. Whoa. Wowee. I mean, how amazing to have all of that and be representing your country as well on this national stage, or international stage, should I say. Absolutely incredible. And a real inspiration as well to other younger girls out there as well. I'm obviously a little bit biased for the women's divisions, and I do love to see it.
Absolutely. I come from a women's coaching background. I coached lots of women's teams back in Australia, and one of those is actually, I started coaching her as a junior. She's out there running around in the US Women's Opens team here, and she's over 40 years old, mum of 3, and had an ACL injury just 10 months ago.
Wow. Wow, what a comeback though.
A massive comeback. Plenty of mums out here in this lineup as well from both teams. So, as I said, great commitment to be representing your country at a World Cup. There's the Aussies back on the attack here. Good penetration into the defensive line. They need to consolidate. They do. Players in space. Little pop pass, but not in time. Too far out in front. The Madison Harborn to come around onto, and the ball will come back for the USA team here. Aussie set 7 metres back. Let's see if they have an aggressive defensive strategy here. They do get up off the line. Here comes the second pot of defenders, cutting down the space of the US, forcing little juggle over the top. USA need to get deep into Australian territory, and there's the forced error from that defensive press.
Yeah, really good defence there from Australia, just not even letting USA get over their halfway line there. Not where you want to be when you're finishing off a drive or attempting to get off the pitch.
That is for sure. But the Aussies here, they're sort of slowing it down a little bit here, looking for this transition phase. Back into the centre now. Here come the extra bodies. Emma Williams with the ball in hand. That's her at half. Back on the right foot step is Natasha Adams. Just a nice quick roll ball. The ball's only on the ground for that split second, allowed the split, and then the step off the right foot for Adams to find the opening.
Yeah, absolutely, we'll see it on the replay here. So Adams gets it down nice and quick. On the out is ready and steps back. Lovely dive to finish as well. Got the space there, opening up in the middle.
That's the eyes up touch football we talk about. The defence came across at pace, and just the eyes up touch footy of Natasha there, able to step off the right and find the ground. Only to mount up here for the USA. They have to stay in touch with the Aussies. It's 5-1. Still 7 minutes remain in this first half.
Yeah, good attempt at a phase play there from the US, but didn't quite go to hands there, unfortunately, but finishing it up there nonetheless.
Now the Aussies looking to come to the sub box. There's a good drive here from Kelleher, but on the back of that, they turn it over inside their own attacking half. So here's an opportunity for the USA to turn something on. Too slow, that roll ball. And now just sideways movement, not really doing anything here. They need to penetrate here, try to bend the back of the Australian defensive line. They do turn one defender inside out. This is better. That's where it's a little bit different. It's just that eyes up touch football. There was no hole there. You needed to move it a lot quicker than that.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there again. It just comes with that game knowledge, doesn't it? And yeah, sort of needed to maybe condition the defenders a little bit more before you go looking for that step back and hitting the holes in the middle there.
Danielle Mayano, that was. She's got a USA rugby background. Also, that pass out wide goes forward, and the referees are right onto that one. Yeah, so a couple of players in the US have got some rugby background in Mayano and Kyla Latoy, coming from that background. And Kylie's a mother of 3 children and currently nursing a baby here at this event. So a real super mum.
Wowee, absolutely. Superwoman indeed.
US roll forward here. Much better. Good expansive play. Now they turn the ball back inside and turn it over. Would pass the call. The Aussies bring it out of their own end again. Up to the halfway line. Interference in the ruck. Play on is the call from the referee. Again, confusion. This interchange play is, dare I say it, un-Australian-like. They're not usually in this sort of a pattern.
Yeah, it's not as fast as you would normally expect from an Australian side.
Clunky, very clunky. There's Courtney Trenery, and just the right foot step of Trenery. We see it get up gingerly, heavily strapped left quad or hamstring. She doesn't look to be moving freely. Damaging ball runner is Trenery. Hopefully for her or her team, that injury is treatable. You're just communicating with the coach. Medical staff right on the scene down there. And they'll talk to Courtney about the prognosis. The USA on the attack. Better push here. She was just off time. I thought she wanted to dive, but she didn't have the right leg forward. That's a nice pass into space, but the ball down for the USA. I still like that they're throwing those passes and still trying to find that opening.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, USA, they've got a really dynamic attacking style, actually, at the line. You know, with the Australia, they sort of take it a bit more at a slower pace and then inject that pace, whereas it's quite nice seeing the US sort of trying to play that really flowing touch.
And an error here, a forward pass from the ruck. So this is a really good opportunity for the US. They can afford to get some fresh legs on that far side. And now they can move the ball. Fresh feet already out there. Bit of traffic running through the ruck, trying to get off the field. Now they reset, re-establish themselves in the middle. Strike players into position now. Here's Danielle Mayano with the ball again. He looks to get through the line, but the diving touch of the Australian Natasha Adams cuts down the attacking opportunity for the USA on Mayano. Thought she had the line wide open. A great touch from Adams.
Yeah, absolutely lovely diving search there, but a really good from Mayano there.
To drive forward here. Good space. Beath gets it down. He's back out there now, Trenery, so it must have just been a little cramp situation. Goes to the line. Halpin, Steph Halpin, ball down. And that was just momentum that took her out there. She skipped to the left, off the left foot, got outside her defender, and the ball down in time. That missed the referee. Let's see it here. This Halpin picked up in space. She gets on the outside there. Just that little dummy holding the ball out in front, keeping both defenders held, and try in the corner.
Yeah, lovely finish there from Halpin. Like you say, just coming off, shows how important the momentum is coming off on those drives and on those sub and on transition moves.
Here they are trying to will the Australians forward. Acting half. Out to Claire Lundy. Lundy reconnects in the middle. There's the ball released off the ground nicely. Short hole running for the US through Caitlin Segato. Unfortunately for the US, the Australians up and cut down the attacking options. And a penalty here for the Aussies to work out from their 10-metre line. Well, hop, skip and a jump there from Dimfna Smith. Now another dummy inside from Jenna Rousel. Now the ball moves to the middle. Williams working with Adams. Williams in half, dishes off. Dummies right, comes left, long ball over the top. Thought the back inside pass was on then, the knockback.
Yeah, I thought it was coming. It looked like it might have been for a second, but yeah, no, lovely finish there. At least good game management there from Australia, though, finishing it off in that corner.
And the Hooters sounds in the background, and it's half-time here in this women's 27s matchup on field number 1, Australia and the United States. It is Australia currently leading 7 tries to 1. We'll take a quick break and bring you all of the action of the second half shortly.
We're splitting it in half. One half the 27s, one half the
sustainable and improving air quality for visitors and competitors alike. We hope this support will encourage others to look for more sustainable ways to run similar events.
Players and officials, this show 1 minute warning, 1 minute. Crowd, Wayne Harwood comes upstairs to the new pavilion, and Wayne Harwood comes upstairs to the new pavilion. Thank you. Players and officials, this is your 30-second warning. Take to the field, ready to play. Players and officials, stand by.
Welcome back for this second half action here in the women's 27 semi-final. It is Australia taking on the USA, and so far Australia dominant 7-1 over the US. But what can we expect here, Kate?
Well, obviously both teams will have gone away and in their boxes at half-time and will have been having some conversations. Like we were talking about, you know, the drive-in for Australia, not what we'd normally expect, so probably looking to fix that in this half as we are coming up to the try line here. And ooh, lovely intercept here.
Trenny with
for
a
USA.
long bomb back on the inside, and the defensive press of the USA get up in the line, take the touch, and now they roll on to their sub-box looking for a set. Here they are right on the halfway line. It's good from the USA to start this second half. Just letting Australia know we're not going to lay down and take it. Final touch coming. They break to the right, space out there with a long ball just away from the winger. But what a great set.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really, really good set there for the USA. That pace coming on and off, and that pickup looking really good. And the physicality, the direct running there, really, really promising start for these first couple of minutes for US.
And you talked about the benches at halftime were just above the Australians, and we could see one of the leading players talking to them about those exchanges. And we hope to see a much cleaner transition from the Aussies in this half.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt that's sort of what they'll be looking to work on in these next 19 or so minutes.
USA on the attack now, keeping it in the middle, just moving it around. There's Tara Menon, one of the ladies we spoke about, the Harvard professor. Shows the caliber of people here at the World Cup. Playing her trade, representing her country, taking it to the Aussies here. Here she's in half, dishes it off to the right. Miss Petard. Nasty half runs away. Menon didn't want to borrow that one. Left her isolated, now it's the Australians. This is where we'll see what their intent is here. Now they move the ball forward, more direct through the middle, not rushing to the sub-box. Getting that penetration. There they are up to the halfway line on 4. So 2 touches they have remaining. In behind the defence. She just needs to straighten up. She does now. It'll be a static play to end the set. Just the speed of Natasha Adams. No, Vanessa Duprat, my apologies. Vanessa Duprat it was, sorry, just raw speed there.
Yeah, that was lovely to see there. Like you say, they're just straightening back up on that drive, passing off out to the side, and again, it is just the burners on there, and it's just a foot race to the line. Lovely finish there for Oz.
And it really did look like it had broken down. It was the final touch. USA had numbers, and it was just the Duprat's speed and ability to get into that small opening.
Yeah, it just goes to show you've really got to be switched on, even up until that last touch in these defensive sets.
Now the USA wrap out, step back off the left foot, but the defensive cover comes across. They're still moving the ball around. The USA trying to ask some questions of the Australian defence, but so far all the answers held by the Aussies. That's a nice charge in from the wing. Like that young lady out there on the right-hand edge has some speed, so we'd like to see her in the clear.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see the US sort of spreading that ball a little bit more in the midfield and the links. On
breakaway here and dummy, but then she lost the footing. She's all smiles as she makes away. Looks like she's coming off. Too fast for herself.
Lovely yards there, though.
Rebecca Beather put the ball down there. Play on. They roll back into the middle. This is Adams now. Emma Williams in half, dishes off to Adams. Adams looks to come back inside, but a nice touch by the US defence.
Yeah, really well read there by the middles.
Now the US punch it up through the middle. They need to make meters here.
Yeah, it's looking just that little bit static in the middle. Like when you're going direct like that, you really need to get a bit more of a roll on and getting a half there.
Here's Tara Menon out of half. One-handed pick up and scoop it, shut down by Adams. Claims for the ball, but there's a. Now that's an error that should never have been made. They were too caught up in asking for the ball back from the US. The US returned the ball straight to the mark. It was the player that was doing all the yelling and the arms in the air that knocked it on. A turnover.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but it's given the US an opportunity to have a potential crack at the line here and get some fresh legs on too.
Claire Lundy's got through a power of work for the USA. She dives. Shut down. Lundy in the middle's been working tirelessly. See the heavy leg strapping. Both legs strapped around the calves. And it is Lundy that'll take the tap. She'll dish off. Ines Petard. Petard gets it down. Fully lofted is. The ball away.
Unfortunate there. Looked like just a little bit of miscommunication about which way the runner was coming from there for the USA. Bit of a wasted opportunity, but they're working hard in this midfield.
Well held then, a little hold and then give. Extra meters down that middle. Now they punch it back into the US defence. Henry brings it back to the right-hand side, looking for the outside pass, but the number 14 was Dipna Smith, was looking for the second phase. Thought she popped out there. She could have scored in the corner. There's Trennery again. Back to the middle. Long ball over the top this time for Smith. And she'll get that try. It just came a couple of touches later than I thought.
Absolutely. Yeah, lovely finish there by Smith. We'll see it here again on the replay. Taking it in again, it's just that heads up touch, looking at the defenders biting in, sees the hole is there, sees the gap is there, and safe hands out there, soft hands on the wing there.
So we bounce out to a 9-1 scoreline. USA continue to roll up the midfield. Just the you and me play in the middle. Now the ball comes out to the left-hand side. Ila Latoy in the number 13, the wraparound play. The Tiffany Malik. It's the toy. Straightens up. The touch comes in from the outside. They've got to call it offside and a penalty for the USA with a full set of 6 here.
It'll be interesting to see what the USA can do with this.
Lucky not to be called a late pass there. They just need to make sure the timing of those passes, the Australians getting up off the line. A lot of lateral movement for the US.
Yeah, absolutely.
Touch made was Rebecca Beath that came in to shut down then. Touch made on Mayano. Is Mayano looking to get a strike dump. Too slow. Big long pass out to the left-hand side. Great skills there from the passer and the catcher. Well taken. No half in position. She has to roll the ball here. She gets away with one. The Aussies push up in defence.
Really aggressive defensive style coming up with the line here for Oz. As we can see, they're not really giving US anything to work with.
And Agnes first wasn't happy with the contact, and she gave a little bit of a push back as she came away. The referee just having a chat there to say, cool your jets a little bit there. She was lucky she didn't get penalised, and it is the US now back in the attack. Very ornate hairstyle. Young lady with the ball now. Now the USA on the attack in the middle of the field, looking for these fresh legs to come on. They do in the shape of Tara Menon, but she is isolated. No half in position. USA push up. They need to roll forward here. And there it is. That's the error that's made by that confusion. There was only one defender up out of the line, but everybody converged in the same spot. It was almost like kids' football.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame there. You know, obviously there is the want to get... Oh, here we go.
Little dummy just in behind the line. And then an incorrect roll ball. It's not going all Australia's way here. They are making some simple errors. And they'll want to build on that as they make their way into the final.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was saying, you know, there is the want to get those fresh legs on, but it does come a point where you do just think, right, have we just got to suck it up and go at the line here?
Absolutely.
Rather than getting caught unawares and on your own without a half, as the USA unfortunately have done.
So penalty, defensive penalty against the Australians, not moving forward for the USA here. On the line attack, Ines Petard it is. Out to Lundy, and another penalty for not moving forward. But that's the second. The next penalty for that offence will have an excluded player, which will give the USA a numbers advantage. Petard goes for the line, looking for an offside call, doesn't get it. Other came across the shape of Duprat.
Yeah, I'd like to see them just spreading them a little bit more and using the outsides a little bit more for.
Fortunately there, Lundy got up in front of the ball holder. There's Lundy for the line, dives off the left foot, no touch called. That's an awesome call from the Australian defender. And that is an excellent reward for effort for Claire Lundy. She has worked tirelessly. Let's have a look at it.
Lovely step back on the inside there, and what a reach.
And Jenna Rousel, she says no touch. Great call from the Aussies. That's what this game's all about. It was certainly close enough that a lot of viewers might have thought a touch was made, but Rousel, honest to a 4. He calls the no touch. And the USA score again, 9-2. And then the Aussies back on the attack immediately. Short ball. Ball goes to ground, to hand. The touch is made. Now they bring it back into the attack. Centers it up. Run around player numbers here if they can get the ball out, but a great touch again to close out the set. USA standing tall here.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, really well defended there and well held by the Australian attackers there as well.
Now they roll forward and need to get up the line. The Aussies up in defence. There's numbers going off. Nobody wanted to borrow that ball. They were just eyes on the sideline. And that's where you need to just always keep your eyes on the play. The cheap turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. In that instance, you just got to get back and get set in that defence rather than getting caught having off there again.
That's the thing about this game. You're never dead, regardless of where you are on the field. And we've seen some tries throughout the tournament where somebody thought, you'd think, oh, they're out of the play, but then all of a sudden they're alive again and they're somewhere active. And that time, it really was just eyes for the sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's given Oz another attempt at the line here.
Dummy, but well shut down. Excellent defence by the Americans.
She was calling for half call there, but don't think she was.
As Trenery over the line, can't find a support player in the ball to ground. It'll be the US. They're a long way from their sub-box, but now they shouldn't even be thinking about the interchange. They should be just getting it up the field, but they move it sideways. This is better. They punch it back inside, this time up the middle. On the back of that, they need to roll forward. That's a good push, an extra metre or so in that contact, and there's a ball to ground. Inside of halfway again.
Yeah, that is unfortunate again, but yeah, like you say, just looking to go direct. Obviously, you know, the legs are going to be burning. You're coming up to the last, well, we're in the last 10 minutes of the game here. You know, it'll have been a long day for the teams, but yeah, you just got to keep pushing through in this at this point.
Nothing doing there. The Australian receiver looked to be in front of the ball carrier, so they had to stop for a second phase. Now they wrap out. Back to the inside short ball, but the defence really up to the task. See a collision there. USA defender comes up out of the line to say, sorry. And it is just a collision. No intent. And a slip pass. Goes to ground. So again, not going all the way of the Aussies here. The USA still sticking in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think the USA's midfield defence has actually been pretty commendable. And, you know, that may well be part of their game plan. Try and keep the Aussies from scoring in the mids there. This is unfortunate again.
We've been calling for more direct play, and they certainly answered that call, but unfortunately couldn't get the ball down on the correct mark. And that's another changeover, their own side of halfway. And it presents the Aussies with another opportunity. As we said, not going all their own way. The USA making them work for their points. It is 9-2. certainly no indication of how the USA have taken it to the Aussies here in some aspects of the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Aussies will definitely have areas from this game that they'll be looking forward to working on, no doubt.
Dump on the 7 metres, there's the sweeper play, and we're going to call play on. Yeah, it was just that momentum forward, and it was Madison Harborn who gets the try.
Yeah, lovely score there.
You see she sweeps from left to right at pace. Here it comes. There she is at pace, just going forward the whole time. The defenders, both of them up off the line. And the referee with the correct call, play through, and that's try. Number 10 for the Aussies. Harborn in the record books. Penalty here for the USA. Presented to them on the 7 metre line. Carlo Latoy at half, working with Danielle Miano. These two working together. Miano going for the line herself. Offside player. You thought she had offside, but had made the line. Again, it's that static, very static play from the US.
You say that, we've got a sweeper play
That's
coming
better.
around here.
And the roll ball a metre out, you can't do that. But against the Aussies, that's where you have to just slow your jets or cool your jets and back it out to the 7 metres and try to create something as the Aussies roll on off their line.
Yeah, absolutely, really well managed there by the Aussies.
Little pass nearly went to ground, but they've recovered nicely. They still go to the left-hand side. They keep the ball rolling that way. Numbers on the outside. Defence comes across in time for cover, and that's a great touch. Carla Latoy. It's Latoy, could be Latoy.
Yeah, really good touch there. I thought Australia would have been in there. Had a bit of a roll on in defence, unfortunately, but yeah, brilliant touch there. Try-saving touch.
And now they roll forward. This is excellent from the US. Their best penetration, ball back inside. Nice drive from Lundy. She is tireless. A real workhorse. The ball over the shoulder. We didn't have the super play running into the hole. I have to say, Claire Lundy, she's really put her hand up here for the US.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see her creating things or trying to create things whenever she's coming on.
Just that penetration as well. He's pushing hard through the middle in attack, but then she stands up in defence as well. Working always for the US. We see her making the touch here. She breaks short, makes it back to the line, calls a touch, but the referee says play on. I thought she got back to the line. If she made contact, I thought she was onside, but she may have not made contact. The referee was right there, calls play on. And here's another try for the Aussies. And 2 now the score. Let's see who it is. Now it is the USA familiar position, the tap off from the halfway. 1.5 minutes remain here in this semi-final. Women's 27s division. Australia will make their way through to the grand final.
It looks like they've got another 6 on the line here. Good opportunity for the US here.
Tara Menon with the ball, slips it across. Charlie Brunt. Menon goes for the line, as does Amelia Briere. A whistle in the background. And a changeover. So what happened there?
No, I can't say I am either. But unfortunate for the US, there was touches to play with there.
Must have been an incorrect roll ball in the handover. But the Aussies, clunky again, coming out of their own line. As you said at half-time, plenty to work on out of this. They'll be able to re-establish themselves for the final. It is the US who will have the last opportunity to score here. Manon. They move the ball to the right. It's very slow, very static. Tired legs here for the USA. What can they turn on? The siren about to sound in the background. There it is. Last roll ball for the US. And it is the Aussies that make their way through to the grand final, the gold medal match here at the 2024 World Cup in the women's 27s. Kate, it was a dominant display on the scoreboard, but as we've picked up in commentary, not all the Australians weigh there, a little bit to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we were saying, the US are really trying to create some things there, and the defensive effort actually, you know, in the midfield, especially on the line in those mid-link channels, was looking really quite strong at times. So yeah, definitely a performance the US can be pretty happy with, and obviously lots to learn and work on. But yeah, Australia again expected really dominant performance there, but as we say, there'll be things they're looking to tidy up, especially that drive coming on occasionally that we were seeing in that first half.
Yeah, as we were saying, the United States, you know, some great performances individually out there, but just, you know, as a team, they are growing in the sport at this age group. Lots of mums, lots of people coming back from injuries, and lots of people just, you know, finding the sport for the first time. And it was a great performance from the US, and, you know, special shout out, personal favourite for Claire Lundy. Outstanding work out there for the USA. That is all.